Morning, fresh out the shower, Alex here. I wanted to make a quick video because the thought just entered my head of like self-affirming versus self-erasing activities or jobs. Because yeah, part of me is like, man, why am I making these videos? They're very self-indulgent. It feels like kind of wrong in some ways, but then it also feels really right in some other ways. Like, and that gave me the idea of self-erasing activities which are like normalized and very accepted in society. Is my gain level okay? Not really. Yeah, but pretty much just like all my family members, when I say, oh, I'm just like currently making stuff and I don't know, I'm learning Ableton, I'm like interested in making some music and maybe some videos, they're just like, dude, what? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, that's why? Like, that's not going to work. Which is fair. I can see why they'd be like, it's very, very, very difficult to make money from music. I didn't even tell them about YouTube, but just the whole thing. But it's kind of frustrating in a way because for maybe 4 years I was a data analyst, and yeah, when I was a data analyst, like no family member said like, hey, is that like, do you enjoy that? Like, is that your calling or is that something you're passionate about? They were just like, oh cool, right, whatever, like carry on. So now I kind of feel like I just can't have a kind of random job, and I have friends who are data analysts and it totally works for them because they have like normal, well balanced like lives. They're well adjusted. They just want like a good job. Referring back to my jigsaw theory from like one of my first videos, they have the ability to just have all their jigsaw pieces, and that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want this video to be like, wow, my family don't believe in me, or like, wow, they should just tell me, like, go for it, just create stuff. Because obviously, economically, it is kind of a dumb decision. But at the same time, I feel like I spent 10 years doing like self-erasing jobs where you just did a specific thing, like, oh, I'm a data analyst, or like, oh, I work in internal operations. And it took up a really big part of my week, as it this is basically just me rallying against full-time jobs, which is probably everyone feels like that. Like, full-time jobs are kind of dumb, but also it's like a really stupid kind of spoilt brat take, like, hey, full-time jobs are shit, but they kind of are. Like 40 hours a week or more just gone for money, like, and then it's really hard to squeeze time in for other things. So I'm currently in a phase of like, yeah, I did that for 10 years and I tried the normal life thing. It didn't really work. And even if I just spend a year making stuff and I make no money, I imagine I will keep improving and I will like build like a bit of an audience on YouTube, and it will just be like a really nice thing. And that's what made me think about self-affirming versus self-denying. Because I think I'd much rather like just make enough money to scrape by, like barely, or maybe make no money and like work part-time in a cafe or something, than have a full-time job and like earn a good amount and be saving and like all that stuff. But like, yeah, I haven't had a creative outlet for 10 years. So now I'm like, holy shit, I have a creative outlet. And there's still a part of me that's like, oh, should you be job hunting right now? Like, there's no money coming in. That's kind of concerning. But the other part of me is like, it's really nice to have a creative outlet, dude. I'll figure out the money at a later date. That's kind of the video. This felt incoherent and like not nuanced at all, and kind of dumb. But yeah, I just feel like I've never ever had a creative outlet, so it's amazing, and it's just clearly a priority now. And there's still a bit of a war inside me of like, but is it silly? But then there's a really strong voice that's just like, this is way overdue. Like, fuck money for the time being. Yeah. Just go nuts. So cool. Bye.